How does the person not pay taxes? How do the people around him? How do the lawyers that I'm sure that he employs and the financial people who are presumably controlling his life and advising him to stop spending $1 million a day not deal with his taxes? Floyd Money Mayweather, up until recently, didn't have any money. Thus, Floyd is the top-paying athlete in his career, generating over $1 billion. And after making a mint, he ended up retiring in 2017. Nevertheless, he dug himself into a hole after making ultra-costly purchases like this LA property. It was so bad that he actually owing $22.2 million in the late 40s, and now still fighting these odd individuals in strange locations for $5 million here and $10 million there. No, he's just a huge spender. You can't spend like that, you know. Floyd Mayweather is reportedly requesting the IRS to drop a startling $500 million debt lawsuit, although he claims he already paid $18 million in taxes. The IRS claims he still owes hundreds of millions more. Mayweather appears to be downplaying the debt, overlooking the true depth of his tax requirement.
Does he really?
He has so many.
He's hilarious.
His spending habits are hilarious.
I love him.
And he's got like a whole fleet
hilarious.
just in white. He's like, white is right. I got a bunch of.
He's got other
18
colors too, though, man.
Yeah, he
got
does.
A gang of cars.
All
So
matching
when he
up.
owed that money to the IRS, why don't you just give him a few cars?
Because he went so deep, so
How much
crazy.
does he owe?
Well, it's more than you want to pay.
Yeah,
It's in the $20+ million range.
it's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No,
It's just neglect to
it's
pay.
neglect, and it's also like I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, "Hey, it's time to pay your taxes," and you go like, "All right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money." And then they go, "That's true, but you owe 50."
Mayweather's current legal issues with the IRS are just the latest chapter in his long and complicated relationship with the law. While he's often portrayed as a symbol of success and wealth, Mayweather has spent time behind bars and dealt with numerous legal battles over the years despite his millions. Mayweather himself has expressed feeling like a prisoner of his own fame. He once revealed that his fortune has come at the cost of personal freedom, suggesting that being rich hasn't spared him from isolation, distrust, or surveillance. His past continues to haunt him even as he tries to maintain his public image. How do you explain all that? How did that happen in your life? Well, things happened, you know. I had 3 children with a young lady. We weren't seeing eye to eye, she was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system, and was a little edgy. And I told her, basically, I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset, she didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blowing thing. They blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen, but nevertheless, you had to do 2 months. Right? Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor. Yes, so what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom? That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just you. No, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back. In my children's life, Floyd's obsession with wealth has always been part of his persona, from gold-plated jets to luxury mansions and entire fleets of exotic cars. Mayweather established a persona around showcasing what money can buy. The money moniker became more than a nickname, it was a lifestyle. However, this financial bravado came with consequences instead of financial discipline. Mayweather chose a public spectacle.
Bro, he's probably got to be at least 400 million. I mean, some of the purses from his fights are like 100 million each fight.
I would
type
think
shit.
close to $1 billion.
He probably is, but he spends like a motherfucker. He probably has like a couple $100 million in jewelry. Have you seen like videos of his jewelry?
Yeah, some crazy shit. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see what his net worth is. Mayweather net worth.
Them Googles be lying though. Huh?
They be lying? You think?
I think so. It's probably not accurate. I mean,
Let's see what they say. Exactly what you said. It says an estimated $450 million.
yeah.
Richest boxer in the world.
Mayweather's Instagram page is practically a shrine to excess luxury cars, designer clothes, private jets, and diamond-encrusted accessories are all regularly on display. He wants the world to know he's rich, and not just rich, but richer than everyone else. But behind this curated image lies a harsh financial reality. Critics argue that his continuous need to show off might not stem from wealth, but from insecurity. Many now question whether Mayweather's extravagant displays are a cover-up for mounting financial problems. We got options. I got around 100 cars, but right here we like to call this the Sweet 16. Lambo, Ferrari, 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 Lambo, Maybach, a Maybach, whatever you want to call it. Of course, the McLaren. The original McLaren. Bentley Rose, 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 Rose. The money by truck, or Maybach truck, whatever you want to call it. The tension between rapper 50 Cent and Mayweather offers a deeper glimpse into Floyd's financial and personal habits. According to 50 Cent, he once stepped in to run Mayweather Promotions while Floyd served time in jail, even investing millions into the business. But once Floyd was released, he allegedly forgot the favor and the debt. This falling out over money and recognition suggests a pattern in Floyd's relationships. Those who help him when he's down don't always get the loyalty or repayment they deserve.
Goes on where, you know, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying the new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, you know, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he,
are we talking over 2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, you know, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell you how to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
And I'm looking at him, and he looking.
Mayweather loves to boast he's the best businessman in sports history. He cites his undefeated record, the millions he's earned, and his commercial accomplishments. Yet public perception portrays a more critical picture. Many regard him as someone who pursues quick money rather than establishing enduring businesses. His business decisions often seem hasty and superficial, aimed more toward headlines than sustainability. Even as he talks about gains, he's apparently hiding debts and facing lawsuits. 50, aka Ferrari F50, so 50 is certainly going to take each occasion that he can to insult Floyd Mayweather. And I don't know how accurate or true this is. 50 said it was true and then removed it from his Instagram like he sometimes does. He'll chime in on things and then remove them, but luckily for me, I know that he does that, so I screenshot everything that he posts. Just because, you know, he'll remove it. And then it's hard to find it. I'm like, damn, it was up there. So just for like podcasts and just research purposes, I always screenshot them, have my phone that way. If it's removed, you know, it's like, okay, you know, he did post this, so what am I talking about? Let's go. Over this, 50 Cent has weighed in on a shocking claim in the ongoing spat between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis, saying he believes a belief that has allowed him to get in some digs of his own. Mayweather never shies away from self-praise. He regularly declares that no other boxer past or present can match his accomplishments. But while self-confidence is expected in the world of boxing, Floyd's constant self-comparisons have drawn backlash. Critics argue that his relentless boasting often feels more like arrogance. Fans and fighters alike are growing tired of the inflated ego, especially as his post-retirement activities seem focused more on ego preservation than meaningful contribution to the sport interview.
Separated now. You know, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, you know, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. Had a tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather that can break my records.
So is Gervonta Davis that guy?
Recently, Floyd reportedly purchased a $42 million property in New York City, a stunning move given his rumored financial woes. While some supporters may applaud the purchase as another flex, others are raising significant questions. How can someone facing IRS lawsuits and claimed debt continue to make such risky investments, according to critics? This looks more like a frantic attempt to defend the Money Mayweather brand than a sound business choice. What the hell is going on with F? Mayweather, man. Our man and man have we have it Monot? I don't know what on. I'm lost, man. I think A was talking about how bankrupt. A C bankrupt C. I know he came out with this commercial about talking about how he just invested in this deal that's worth like $42 million that's dealing with buildings. Yeah, buildings. So, yeah, I heard about New York. Yeah, New York. Yeah, what are you saying? And what am I saying? And he walking down York. Yeah, of New York. Ha, yeah, E1 I owe that. In the one I own that I've seen too. So some individuals came out to the agencies that he's in agreement about the agreement. No comment, he said. Nung. A little something. Let me think. Yeah, go something, Dio. I got a question, Dion. Is Inca reason, E for no hell? What's up? Elon, what's up? On what I'm reaching out about, these folks, before they deal for, we want to talk to you about the F deal. M, no comment, deal. No comment. But this says, his name isn't on anything. I've seen nothing. I've seen his something. Nung, on Heometh look, he looks like Floyd. He's Lloyd. He's looking bum. He hasn't shaved in months. And, oh, I've seen it too. There's no way this... Man, there's no way. If it is, I don't know where the money went to exactly. Since retiring, Floyd has participated in a series of exhibition matches that, critics claim, are little more than cash grabs. These contests lack competitive value and are sometimes arranged against social media influencers or underqualified opponents.
He's now still fighting these random people in random places. Yeah. For 5 million here, 10 million there.
No, he's just a big spender. You can't spend like that, you know? Like,
this guy has a lot of chains.
so many chains, bro. Chains, that's a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
Get yourself something that'll hold value.
Yeah.
Go buy some real estate, brother. Buy an original. We'd love to have you in the Dow.
What?
Invest in Prime, huh? Do something smart with your money, Floyd.
Boxing Doctor News. Hey there, money moves enthusiasts. Let's talk about Floyd Mayweather's wild ride in the world of wealth. 1 minute. We're hearing about financial troubles. The next, he's dropping $402 million on Manhattan real estate. But hold up, plot twist. Now his LA gym employees are protesting, claiming they haven't been paid. Is the money team really out of money? Meanwhile, Mayweather's still flexing, snagging a $20 million property in Midtown. What's the real story here? Is he a real estate mogul or facing a cash crunch? And the biggest question, does Floyd even know what's happening at his gym? This financial roller coaster is giving us whiplash.
Mayweather has a hard time keeping out of the limelight. Even after retirement, he allegedly seeks attention and struggles to give the torch to the next generation. Davis claims Floyd wants to be the center of every debate, refusing to allow others take the stage. This obsession with fame might explain why he keeps booking exhibition matches and flaunting his lifestyle online. And that was Gervonta Davis. He had basically said that some people are just jealous-hearted, and basically it looked like he was alluding to Floyd Mayweather, having his press conference with the Anderson Silva card on the same day. Because he believes that Floyd couldn't take that someone else is in the limelight, like he couldn't stomach it. So Floyd Mayweather, seeking the attention, decided to try to upstage him, which Floyd has done that in the past. Like you look at the fight with Canelo versus Golovkin. Everybody was looking forward to that fight. And then out of nowhere, Floyd announced that he was fighting Conor McGregor, and it kind of stole the steam away from Canelo Golovkin. And it took it took some air out of the sails of Canelo Golovkin, because people were looking for that fight. And people like, okay, that's the best fight on the calendar. But then Mayweather and Conor McGregor, just their personalities, they came with this crazy energy and a press tour, and it just diverted attention away. So he has done it before, but now he's being accused of doing it to his own fighter by the fighter himself, possibly because again it was subliminal, and then that's what people are thinking. So Floyd responds to this and he says, as far as me being jealous of anyone, and I'm not talking about my fighters, I mean God has truly blessed me and put me in a position to be able to give back to my fighters. If giving back is jealousy, then that's what it is. Fighters and individuals are going to feel like they want to feel. And my job is to always be a bigger person and continue to stay positive and push for my fighters to be great. Mayweather made headlines in Miami recently. After a fight at a jewelry store led to the police being called, he apparently tried to obtain an expensive diamond, but a quarrel over payment escalated the scenario. While the whole story remains unknown, the fact that a high-end transaction ended with law enforcement involvement paints a troubling picture. It reinforces the growing narrative that Mayweather is no longer the financially sound superstar he claims to be, but someone living beyond his means and making questionable choices to maintain his image. Floyd went from being like a great exciting pressure fighter and having a bunch of hand problems to like money. Mayweather start talking. Basically, boxing people's faces off, no more hand problems, much more money. Yeah, I love what he's doing too. Beating up these YouTube guys, it's wonderful. I love it. It's so funny that these men are willing to get beat up by him. Well, I think they're all delusional. Floyd's financial drama has grown so public that even opponents like Conor McGregor and UFC President Dana White have joined the ridicule. They've openly laughed at his tax troubles, using them to damage the credibility of his public. Character Dana even joked about how practically difficult it is to recover from big debt, hinting that Mayweather's days of financial domination are finished. Fantastic. I feel good training hard. Floyd did not take out his own jets. Floyd's got 3. Oh yes, so Floyd's got and he's got troubles. That's heavy. That is heavy. Hard to get out from underneath. Yes, it is, especially when I'm on top of you. Floyd. Mayweather's exorbitant spending, including an $18 million watch and many expensive items, raises serious concerns. Yet followers are charmed by his opulent lifestyle. Detractors question its viability with rising financial concerns. Many believe it's only a limited time before his excessive habits lead to eventual repercussions and collapse. My most expensive watch that I now own is $18 million one watch. One watch. Tell me about your watch collection. Man, you had to have one of the biggest watch collections in the world. My watch collection? I think I got somewhere upwards of 100 watches. And I got a lot of $1 million watches. What should I pay for this one? What do you think? You're here for me. Now I need some help. Help a little man out. Okay, that watch is a couple $100,000 easy, but it's worth it. Because it goes up in value. It appreciates. Not depreciates, dude. How do you buy a $17 million watch? No. 18. Sorry, I believe in building generational wealth, even like when my children, all 4 of my children are adults, and I told them no more handouts, because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money, I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars, told them listen, if you guys go to school, or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that. And then, I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do the same thing. The blueprint Floyd Mayweather appears to be following is eerily similar to that of Mike Tyson. Like Floyd, Tyson earned hundreds of millions and spent recklessly on tigers, gold bathtubs, and excessive luxuries before eventually declaring bankruptcy. Now Mayweather is showcasing the same kind of behavior. Outrageous purchases, public bragging, and claimed financial instability. Tyson's downfall serves as a warning, and many fear Floyd is headed in the same direction. Behind the glamour lies a fragile financial foundation that may not hold for much longer. Motion of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada yada yada, it just kind of reminded me there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before, so the question I asked, we have seen this movie before, boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off, well, so flamboyant. With all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses, they investing, there's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then they, after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game, has left them. Traditionally, boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man. I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era. Ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching the sport of boxing, no one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up, how you like, get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap, we can have that for another video. But this man is gonna go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And I understand the argument for those who may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see. valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a wonderful boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport. Ladies and gents, however the fact remains, that's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next.